Okay, picture this, listeners. You are standing in an elevator. Someone steps in. You both look at the floor numbers. The silence is so loud, it is almost painful. And then they turn to you and say, "So, how's it going?" And your brain just explodes.
Because suddenly you have forgotten every English word you have ever learned in your entire life.
Every single word. Gone. Like they never existed. And you say something like, "Yes, good. I am fine, thank you." And then you stare at the numbers again.
And then you spend the rest of the day thinking about that conversation, replaying it, thinking, why could I not just say something normal? Why is this so hard?
And here's the thing. It is not just English learners who struggle with this. Small talk is genuinely difficult for everyone, in every language. But when you're learning English, it feels 10 times harder because you are thinking about the words and the social situation at the same time.
And today, we are going to fix that. We are going to talk about small talk, what it is, why it feels scary, and exactly what to say so that silence never wins again.
Welcome to Mr. English Podcast. I'm James.
And I'm Emma, and this topic is so close to my heart because I've been in that elevator many times.
We all have. And before we jump in, please subscribe to Mr. English Podcast right now. Wherever you are listening, hit that button. It's free, it's fast, and every episode is made specifically for you.
And share this episode with someone who goes quiet around people. Someone who smiles and nods but secretly panics inside. They need this. Send it to them. Share Mr. English Podcast and let us grow this community together.
Okay, let's get into it.
James, before we start the actual content, can I ask you something honestly?
Always.
Are you naturally good at small talk? Like, was it always easy for you?
Absolutely not. No, not even slightly. I used to be the person who would take the stairs just to avoid the elevator conversation.
Really?
Really. 3 flights of stairs every day because I was so uncomfortable with that kind of casual, unplanned conversation. I did not know what to say. I did not know how to start, and I was terrified of the silence.
That's so honest. And I think a lot of our listeners just felt very seen right now.
I hope so, because I want them to know this is not a personality flaw. It's a skill gap, and skill gaps can be filled with practice, with the right tools, and with a bit of courage.
And that's exactly what today is about. Not just the phrases, but the confidence behind them.
Okay, Emma, let's start with the most basic question. What actually is small talk? Because I think some people are confused about what it's supposed to be.
Great starting point. So, small talk is light, casual conversation about everyday topics. It's not deep, it's not serious, it's not a debate or a discussion. It's just comfortable conversation that connects two people briefly.
Like a social bridge.
Exactly, a social bridge. You're not trying to become best friends. You're not trying to solve a problem. You're just saying, I see you, you see me. We're both human beings sharing this moment. That's it.
And the topics are usually very safe and very universal. Weather, weekend plans, how someone is feeling. Small observations about the place you're in. Things everyone can relate to.
Right. Nobody is asking you to share your deepest secrets in an elevator. They just want to make the ride a little less silent.
And when you think of it that way, it takes some pressure off. They're not testing you. They're not judging your English. They just want a human moment.
A human moment. I love that. I want to tell a story because I think it explains why small talk matters so much more than people realize.
Please, story time.
So I have a friend. Her name is Yuna. She moved to a new city for a new job, new country, new office, new everything. Her English was solid. She could write emails, she could follow meetings, she could do her job perfectly well.
Okay, sounds like she was prepared.
That's what everyone thought. including her. But the first few weeks at the office, she felt completely invisible. Not because people were unkind, but because every morning, everyone would chat casually in the kitchen while making coffee about the weather, about what they did over the weekend, about a show they watched.
And Yuna was standing right there?
Standing right there, holding her coffee cup, smiling politely but not joining in, because she didn't know how. She couldn't find the entry point. She didn't know how to jump in, and she told me, "Emma, I felt like I was watching a TV show that I couldn't participate in. Everyone was having
That
fun,
feeling
and
of
I
being
was
physically
just
present
there."
but socially absent, that is genuinely lonely.
It is. And she was not shy. She was not unfriendly. She just did not have the small talk tools. Nobody had ever taught her how to do it in English, and by the end of the first month, her colleagues thought she was cold, distant, not interested in them.
But that was not true at all.
Not even slightly true. She was warm and funny and wonderful. They just never got to see it because the door to connection, small talk, was closed.
And did it get better?
It did, and we will get to that part. But first, let us teach our listeners what Yuna needed to know.
All right, let us start with the classic, the most universal small talk topic in the English-speaking world, the one that never fails, the weather.
Oh, the weather, British people's favorite subject.
It is genuinely the world's most reliable conversation starter, and I think some people underestimate it. They think, really, the weather? That is so basic. But here's why it works.
Everyone experiences it. No matter who you are, where you're from, what you do, you all walked through the same rain this morning, or you all felt the same surprising sunshine. It's shared experience, instant common ground.
So the basic weather phrases, let's go through them simply. It's really cold today, isn't it? Classic opener. Very British, very safe.
Can you believe this weather? Also excellent. It sounds natural and slightly dramatic, which British people love.
It's raining all week. This one shares information. It gives the other person something to respond to, because now they can agree, disagree, or add something.
And the responses. If someone says, "Cold today, isn't it?" don't just say yes. Add one small thing like, "Yes, I wasn't expecting it to be this cold. I should have worn a thicker jacket." Short, natural, relatable.
Or, I know, I checked the forecast this morning and it said sunny. I feel very betrayed right now.
And suddenly, you're not just talking about the weather, you're having a tiny human moment together, bonding over a bad weather forecast. And that's all small talk needs to be.
The goal is not to say something brilliant. The goal is to say something that opens a small door and then let the other person walk through it too.
Next topic, the weekend. This is probably the second most common small talk subject in an office or work environment.
Every Monday morning, guaranteed, someone will ask you, how was your weekend? And every Friday afternoon, any plans for the weekend?
And this feels scary because people think they need to have had an interesting weekend. Like, oh, I climbed a mountain and went to a gallery opening and had brunch at a beautiful cafe
And actually, no, you really don't. The most common, simple weekend is perfectly good small talk material.
Exactly. I mostly stayed home, watched a show. It was nice and relaxing. That's a complete, natural answer, and then you can add, "What about you? Did you do anything fun?"
And that last part is the key. Always bounce the question back. It shows you're interested in them, and it keeps the conversation going without you having to do all the work.
Because small talk is a two-way thing. You don't have to carry it alone. You say something, you throw the ball to the other person, they catch it, they throw it back. It's a catch game.
And if you actually did something interesting over the weekend, even small things, you can share it simply. I tried a new restaurant near my house. The food was really good. Short, simple, done.
Or, I went to the park with my family. The weather was actually nice for once. And then the other person will probably talk about the weather again. And look, we're back to weather, the ultimate safety net.
It all connects. Small talk is a beautiful little circle. Okay, let's talk about the most common small talk phrase in the English language. How's it going? Or sometimes, how are you? Or how are things? They all mean roughly the same thing.
And this one confuses English learners so much because in some cultures, when someone says, "How are you?" they genuinely want to know how you are, like they're ready for a real, detailed answer.
But in English small talk, especially British or American casual conversation, how are you is often just a greeting. It's like saying hello with extra steps.
Extra steps, exactly. The expected answer is short, positive, and general, like, "Good, thanks. You?" Or, "Not bad. How about you?" Or,
You are
"Really
not
well,
supposed to
thanks.
say,
Busy
"Oh,
week, but
well,
good."
actually, my knee has been hurting since Tuesday, and I have not been sleeping well, and the situation with my landlord is a bit complicated."
Unless you know the person very well and you are actually checking in on them, in which case go ahead. But with a casual colleague in the hallway, short and positive is the way.
Short and positive. And always, always return the question. "Good, thanks. How about you?" That one line makes you sound natural and engaged every single time.
And if you want to be slightly more expressive, you can try things like, "Pretty good. Had a busy morning, but the coffee helped." Small detail makes it feel real, human.
Or, "Getting there, thanks. Monday energy, you know?" And the other person will laugh and nod because everyone understands Monday energy.
Monday energy is a universal language.
Let us talk about silence. Because, Emma, I think silence is actually the thing people are most scared of in small talk, even more than the words themselves.
Oh, absolutely. The awkward pause, the moment when nobody says anything and everyone just stands there.
And in many cultures, silence is not uncomfortable. It is respectful. It means you are thinking. But in English social situations, especially British and American ones, silence during small talk can feel awkward, and people rush to fill it.
So, what do we do when silence appears?
First, do not panic. A small pause is completely normal. Take a breath, think of one of the safe topics: weather, weekend, work, the immediate environment.
The immediate environment is one of my favorites, and I think people forget about this one. Just look around you and comment on something nearby. In an office, this meeting room is always freezing, isn't it? In a cafe, it's really busy in here today. At an event, I love the music they chose.
You're just observing, out loud, together, and suddenly, conversation.
Because you've given the other person something to agree with, disagree with, or build on, and that's all you need.
And if you genuinely have nothing to say, it's also completely okay to say something like, "Well, I'll let you get on. Have a good one," and walk away naturally. Ending a small talk conversation politely is also a skill.
And "have a good one" is such a useful phrase. So casual, so warm, works in almost every situation to wrap up a conversation gracefully.
Along with "good talking to you," or "take care," or "see you around," all short, all friendly, all perfect exit lines.
I want to come back to Yuna for a moment because I think the turning point in her story is really important.
Yes, what changed for her?
So, about 5 weeks into the new job, Yuna decided to try something small. One morning, she walked into the kitchen. Her colleague was there, someone she'd smiled at every day but never really spoken to. And instead of just making her coffee and leaving, she said one sentence. Just one.
What did she say?
She said, "I can't believe how cold it got overnight. Were you expecting that?"
A weather comment. Classic.
Perfect small talk opener. And her colleague, whose name was Mark, he turned around and he laughed and said, "Right? I had to dig out my winter coat this morning." And then Yuna said, "Same. I thought it was still autumn." And Mark said, "Tell me about it. Coffee helping?"
And just like that, conversation.
Just like that. 60 seconds about the cold weather and a coat. And afterwards, Yuna texted me and said, "Emma, I did it. One sentence. That's all it took."
That's genuinely moving. Because it wasn't a perfect sentence. It wasn't impressive vocabulary. It was just a real, simple human observation at the right moment.
And from that day, Mark said good morning to her every day. They started chatting briefly at lunch, and slowly, Yuna began to feel like she belonged. Not because she became a different person, but because she opened one small door.
One sentence, one door. Everything changed.
Everything changed.
All right, let's do something practical. I want to walk through some real small talk scenarios so our listeners can hear exactly how a natural conversation flows. Not perfect, not scripted feeling, just real and relaxed.
Great idea. Let's do it. I'll be the colleague, you be the person starting the small talk.
Scenario 1. Monday morning, office kitchen. Morning. Good weekend?
Yeah, not bad actually. Managed to go to the farmer's market on Saturday. You?
Nice. I mostly stayed in. It rained all day Sunday, so I just watched films. Perfect excuse, honestly.
What did you watch?
Just some old action films, nothing special. Right. Coffee first, human second.
Yeah,
scene.
exactly.
Now,
Have a good one.
did that sound natural?
Completely natural. And notice, nobody said anything extraordinary. Nobody made a brilliant joke. Nobody used impressive vocabulary. It was just easy, warm, human exchange. And both people feel a tiny bit more connected afterwards.
Scenario 2. Waiting for a meeting to start. Conference room.
Is it just me, or is this room always 5 degrees colder than the rest of the building?
It is genuinely a mystery. I always end up bringing a jumper now.
Same. I've learned my lesson. Are you on the 2 o'clock call as well?
Yeah, hopefully it won't run too long. I have a deadline this afternoon.
I know that feeling. Good luck.
Easy. Simple. And now those two people are not strangers in a cold meeting room. They are allies, together against the cold air conditioning.
United by the freezing meeting room. Small talk is powerful. Okay, James, I want to talk about something that I think holds people back even when they know the phrases, and that is the fear of saying something wrong or sounding unnatural.
Yes, the perfectionism trap.
Exactly. I see this so much with English learners. They know the words, they have practiced, but in the actual moment, they freeze because they are thinking, what if my grammar is wrong? What if my accent sounds strange? What if I say something weird?
And here's the truth, and I want to say this clearly. Nobody is grading your small talk. There is no score, there is no pass or fail. The only goal is connection, and even imperfect connection is real connection.
If you say, the weather today is very cold, yes? Instead of, cold today, isn't it? It is fine. The person will understand you. They will respond. The conversation will happen. And that's what matters.
I remember the first time I visited another country and tried to speak a little bit of the local language. My pronunciation was probably terrible. My sentences were probably wrong. But the person I spoke to, their face lit up because I tried, because I made the effort. And the effort meant more than the accuracy.
Effort is connection. Trying is enough. And when you try, in English, in any language, people see that and they meet you halfway, almost always.
Almost always. And on the rare occasion someone is not kind about it, that says something about them, not about you.
Exactly right. Let us also talk about something called the follow-up question, because this is the secret ingredient of good small talk that most people forget.
Oh, yes, this is so important and so simple.
When someone tells you something, anything, ask one follow-up question, just one. It shows you are listening, it shows you are interested, and it keeps the conversation alive without you having to generate all the content.
For example, someone says, I went to see a film this weekend. You say, oh, nice. What did you see? That's it. One question. And now they're talking, and you are a wonderful conversationalist.
The secret to being a good conversationalist is actually being a good listener who asks good questions, not someone who talks brilliantly all the time.
This is a revelation for people because so many learners think, I need to say interesting things. But actually, asking interested questions is more valuable than saying interesting things.
People love to feel heard. People love when someone is curious about them. So ask, listen, react. It is genuinely that simple.
And the reactions are easy too. Oh, really? That sounds great. I haven't tried that. Was it good? How long did it take? Short reactions keep the energy going. You don't need long speeches, just little responses that say, I'm here with you, I'm listening.
And "oh really" is possibly the most versatile phrase in small talk. It works in almost every situation. Someone tells you something surprising. "Oh really?" Someone shares good news. "Oh really? That's great." Someone mentions something unexpected. "Oh really? I didn't know that."
Oh, really is the Swiss Army knife of small talk phrases.
Perfect description. Absolutely perfect. Okay, let's do a quick summary of everything we've covered today because there's a lot of good stuff, and I want everyone to have it clearly in their heads.
Yes, clean summary. Go.
1. Small talk is not deep conversation. It's a social bridge. Light, easy, comfortable. Its only job is to connect two people briefly.
2. The safest small talk topics are weather, weekends, work updates, and observations about your immediate environment. You can't go wrong with any of these.
3. How are you and how's it going are usually just greetings. Answer positively, briefly, and always return the
4.
question.
When
Good,
silence
thanks.
appears, do not panic. Take a breath. Look around. Comment on something nearby. Or end gracefully with, "Have a good one."
5. Always ask at least one follow-up question. It shows interest, it keeps conversation alive, and it makes you sound natural and engaged.
6. Reactions matter. "Oh, really? That sounds great. I did not know that." Short responses that say, "I am listening, I care."
7. Perfectionism is the enemy of connection. You do not need perfect grammar. You need genuine effort. Effort is always enough.
And 8. Practice. Not just in your head, out loud, with real people, or even just practicing the phrases at home. Every time you practice, it gets easier. Every time. Emma, before we close today, is there one last thing you want to say? Something that you really want people to take away from this episode?
Yes, actually. And it is something I told Yuna, too, after her kitchen conversation with Mark.
What did you tell her?
I told her, small talk is not about filling silence. It's about choosing connection. Every time you say one small thing to another person, about the weather, about the weekend, about the cold meeting room, you are making a choice. You are choosing to reach out, to include yourself, to say, I am here, and I would like to connect with you for a moment.
That is beautiful.
And for English learners especially, that choice takes courage because you're doing it in a second language, with different cultural rules, with a brain that's working twice as hard just to find the words. And still, you reach out. And that's genuinely brave.
It is brave, completely brave. And I hope every person listening today feels that. You are brave for learning, brave for trying, and brave for choosing connection, even when it feels scary.
One sentence is enough to start. Just one.
Just one.
And that's a wrap on day 29 of Mr. English Podcast. This one felt really special to me today.
Same. Because small talk is one of those things that sounds so minor. Oh, it's just chat, it's nothing serious. But actually, it's everything. It's how friendships start, how work relationships are built, how you go from being a stranger to being someone people know and like.
One small conversation at a time.
Exactly. And you have the tools now. Use them.
Now, before you go, please subscribe to Mr. English Podcast. If this episode helped you even a little bit, subscribe, because there's so much more coming. Every episode is made to help you feel more confident in real English situations, not textbook situations, real ones.
And share this episode. If you know someone who goes quiet in social situations, someone who struggles with English conversation, someone who has ever stood silently in an elevator wishing they knew what to say, share this with them. This is for them.
And now we want to hear from you. Tell us in the comments, what is your biggest challenge with small talk? Is it finding the first sentence? Is it the silence? Is it feeling like your English isn't good enough?
Or do you have a story like Eunice, a moment where you tried small talk and it worked? Or a moment where it went hilariously wrong?
We want both kinds.
Because real stories, messy, funny, honest, real stories, those are what make this community special. So share yours. We read every comment, every single one.
This has been day 29 of Mr. English Podcast. I'm James.
And I'm Emma. And we'll see you tomorrow for day 30.
Until then, practice one sentence today. Just one. Look at a colleague, look at a neighbor, look at anyone around you, and say one small thing about the weather, about anything. Open one door.
Because behind every small conversation is a big connection waiting to happen, and you deserve those connections in English, in life, everywhere.
Take care, everyone. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.